There's also this book. The first book is a Crown of Thorns. A Radiance is about my grandparents primarily, and a little bit about my father. Crown of Thorns is about my parents, my mother and father, and my brother and I. My sister's not in it because she said that she would scratch my eyes out if I ever wrote about her. She would. She's about this tall, but she's fierce. You don't piss off my sister. My brother gave me his full permission. I'm not going to read it, any more of that because it's depressing as all get out. Orphanages, stabbings, awful things. No Swindon in there. Like Swindon, I've seen more violence there than I have since Texas, I'm telling you. I only lived in Texas for like 3 years and I was shot at twice, and that's enough for one lifetime, really. Okay, so something a little bit more mythy. This is a 3-sonnet series from my upcoming book with Lapwing. It's called Undisturbed Circles is the book. The poem is called Three-Legged Crow. And it's a double acrostic. So the acrostic runs down the left and right-hand margins of the poem. It's interspersed with miniature poems of 5 lines of 5 syllables, which I call 5 by 5s, because why not? Three-legged crow is a incarnation of the crow from mythology. It's an Asian god, and it's a crow with 3 legs. It's a sun god. The crow is also associated with Apollo in the West, and with Odin as well, thought and memory. In this series, I'm comparing and contrasting the scientific realities of the crow with its mythology. It's in 3 parts. Trickster. Crows have incredible intelligence. Rarely does it take more than a few hours of work to find their daily food. If you watch them out on the lawn, their sense of fun frequently overwhelms them. One finds a little red plastic jar lid. He lifts it, examining the shape before gripping the weird thing in one talon. He flies off with incredible grace, perches gently so not one feather can fall out of place. That tin roof, rain-slicked, becomes a slide for him. Over and over, he sits snug in the tiny sled, launching himself off with a harsh, happy croak at this new kind of flight. When the world ends, Crow will switch off the lights and shut the last door. Crow will see us all out into the night. Hero. Some crows are natural caregivers. I understand that's hard to accept. Happen near a messy springtime nest site, nothing further from your mind than illness, mystic rhythms threading through your veins. One crow, far underdeveloped, grabs your eye. There's no indication of injury, a crow that seems a little off, strange. His siblings and feathers will take him to wing. Just watch. See how he cries, croaking constantly, a fair imitation of an infant? That is avian mental illness. See him list a little to the left. Now if you look, the murder will feed him like a child. When the world ends, Crow will perch on death's throne. Crow is a god. Crow is not a god. Crow is fit to judge souls. 3. A small, impetuous god. There is truth to Crow's trickster image. No hero is a hero all the way through. I expect you've all heard stories how Crow eats meat torn from the eye sockets of the small and steady spring lambs. Crow has his fun. A damnably intelligent bird, pain-drinking monkey without thumbs. He gets bored, ruminating, flying through town with his inexpressible ideas. Crow goes off exploring, nests in traffic lights, sees no danger in tormenting farmers or their irritable, imbecile dogs. It's harm, not food, that Crow is after, breaking the tightly sealed barrels of next year's seed corn. When the world ends, Crow will eat the salty eyes of the wicked and glue strong coal-black wings onto the good. And I think it's about time for me to finish. I've been up here long enough. I'll just, I'll read, one more poem. Now, you get a choice. If you want one about me running through Swindon naked, or, or me about, or one where my husband is naked and I'm fucking him. So, number 2? Okay. Of course. Now the thing is, when I was writing this, I was also translating Beowulf, as you do, and I was reading up on Norse technology at the time, pre-Iron Age technology. Their swords were made out of copper, for one thing, which is just so cool. It's like penny swords, and their armor was made out of dried leather. It's you don't dry leather. It becomes incredibly hard. When you're tanning it, what you're doing is you're soaking it in urine or lime, and you're scraping it and you're rubbing fat in it to keep it supple. Dried leather, you hold it over a fire and it smokes and it becomes nearly impenetrable. It's amazing. And they would make their shields by covering hardwood, with leather, and it would actually work. It would actually stop swords. Dried leather. None of us ever shows our faces. The short, fattish husband sprawled on the red couch, hair greasy, long, and smelling of civet. His smooth, broad shoulders, strong nose, split blue boxers airing blonde hairs, furred testicles. Sometimes there is slippage. A man on the TV falls on the bloody mat, shouts at the referee while the victor struts and pulls on the branded shirt he sold the fight for. My husband forgets that I am watching. He rears up, thumps himself at a pectoral, himself in that instant, a leather-clad ring-giver, master of hordes, who tore the blood-grimed claw from Grendel and died long ago in the bowels of the mountain. I see you as you are then, Matthew. The smoke you leave like scent behind you, the rage, the battle cry of a man who knows that someday soon his death is coming, who fucks me spread-legged, naked in the ashes of a fire, who drinks my thick-furred neck to grip your nape with sharp dog teeth, nip the sour skin of your scrotum, my torn nails leaving red trails. What do you see? Fenrir, the dark wolf, a death's head above breast, riding ribs that jut hard enough for wounding. This is the